Hello everyone, this is Hungry Monster. Today I'm going to show you how to make Jajangmyeon, which is a Korean style Chinese noodle with black bean sauce. This is a very classic Korean Chinese dish and I know you're going to love it. So hope you enjoy. We're going to start with preparing the veggies and starting with onions. This dish requires lots of onions and the caramelized flavor of onions. Prepare 1 to 2 onions and slice them into little pieces. You really can't leave out scallions in any Korean or Chinese dish. Get a stalk of big scallions and slice it into little pieces. The scallions are used to add a rich aroma to the oil on which we're going to be cooking all the veggies and the meat. Next, and very important, is cabbage. This, along with the onions, is going to be the substance of the black bean sauce. So I'd recommend at least half to an entire cabbage and slice them also into little pieces. Okay, so now it's time to cook. I have a pan full of canola oil that is being heated. It is crucial that you do not use anything like olive oil for any Asian cuisine. Once the oil is somewhat heated, add your scallions. But I want to advise you to make sure that the oil is not too hot, otherwise the scallions will burn immediately. Next, we're gonna add some ground beef. The classic way is to add some kind of pork usually, because it's usually tender and usually cheap in Korea. But today I only had some ground beef left. And again, it doesn't need to be ground meat, but as long as you chop your meat into small pieces, any kind of meat should work fine. Let the meat come together with the scallions and grill for a few minutes. Once it's reasonably cooked, we're going to add some sugar. In this video, I added what's called cooking syrup, which is commonly used in Korean cuisine, but it doesn't have to be this, and you can just add any type of sugar. Sugar is very, very important. The sauce is supposed to have some sweet taste to it at the end that complements the saltiness and the slight bitterness of the black bean sauce. Once the meat is well cooked, now add your onions. I would give a few minutes for the onions as well. You want the onions to turn from white to somewhat of a translucent color. so that you bring out the sweetness and the caramelized flavor of the onions. I'm going to add some oyster sauce. Oyster sauce is an important condiment in a lot of Korean and especially Chinese cuisine. Once the onions are well cooked, now it's time for your cabbage. So add all of your cabbage. You'll discover that the cabbage loses a lot of the moisture and really shrinks. That's why I recommended that you prepare at least a half to even a full cabbage. And it should be good for your health too. Okay, so this is going to be the base of our sauce. Now it's time to prepare the black bean sauce. This is also called chunjang in Korean. And no, we're not going to make this today. But any type of Korean market or Asian market like H Mart should sell this. So you can probably just add this sauce directly into the veggie and the meat. But what I'm doing is I'm basically frying the chunjang sauce particles so that it brings out the black bean scent even more. So I'm gonna fry this until I see the bubbling of the sauce. Do make sure not to burn it though, it's black, so you may not realize that it's burning. Just want to note that this is pretty salty, so taste a sample of that of your sauce and be judicious about how much you're gonna add to your veggie mix. Okay, so now to that mix of veggie and the meat we cooked earlier, I'm going to add our fried black bean sauce and saute everything for a couple minutes so that the veggies and the sauce come together. But this is not it. In order for the sauce and the veggie to really come together and for all the flavors to come together, you need to boil this for a little bit. So once you saute it for a few minutes, add some water. Now taste your sauce. This is supposed to be sweet, salty, with a nice, pleasant bitterness from the black bean sauce. So see what you think, and if you think you need to add more of the black bean sauce or sugar, go ahead. And I added some sugar at this point because for me, jajangmyeon is supposed to have a strong sweet taste. Let everything boil. That being said, if you sauteed everything well, then you probably shouldn't need to boil for anything more than 10 minutes. So you want your sauce to be nice and thick so that it goes well with either rice or noodles. So what I'm preparing is a bowl of potato starch mixed in water. This is gonna add a lot of density to your sauce. Make sure you mix the powder and the water well. It sinks very easily if you don't stir it. Okay, so we're almost done with the sauce. To the sauce, add your potato starch mix, 1 spoon at a time. You don't want to pour the whole thing at once. That may cause an unevenness with the density. So add a spoon, stir it, add another spoon, stir it, and it also needs some time to get thick. You're also continuing to boil this at the same time. I really don't like my sauce to be watery, so with the potato starch and the boiling, you're trying to get rid of excess wateriness. So that is the texture of the sauce that I like. This is not an essential step, but in old school jajangmyeon, they add fried eggs, and I wanted to do the same just to add some protein. I kind of messed it up, but you want to keep the egg yolk intact so that you can break it later. You can enjoy this sauce either with noodles or rice. The classic way is to mix it with some kind of Chinese noodles. Today I had some yakisoba noodles, so I boiled a couple of them. Okay, so it's time to prepare. Get some bowls, add your noodles, and add your sauce on top of it. and your fried egg on the top as a relish. It's time to eat. Mix your noodle with your sauce really well. I really loved how this sauce came out. It had a really nice, sweet, salty, and black bean taste. The noodle actually worked out really well. Hope you found this useful. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for my next video.